You've been lied to, not by the world, not by society, but by you. You tell yourself you'll start tomorrow, that you'll change when things feel right, that discipline will just arrive. But here's the truth. You are not a static being. You are programmable, influenceable, malleable. And if you don't learn how to manipulate yourself, someone else will. We worship authenticity as if it's a virtue. Be real, be true, be yourself. But what if the self you cling to is lazy, afraid, chaotic? What if the real you doesn't want to grow? Here's a paradox. To become who you're meant to be, you must betray who you are today. Self-manipulation isn't lying to yourself. It's designing yourself. It's realizing that your mind is not a temple, it's a machine. And machines can be rewired. Discipline is not something you're born with. It's not a gift. It's not divine. It's constructed, piece by piece, habit by habit. The trick? You don't wait to feel motivated. You engineer motivation. You create discipline by removing choice. Set the alarm, hide the phone, wear the shoes to bed if you have to. Make your environment make the decision for you. Because your willpower is weak, but your systems can be invincible. You say, I'm just not that type of person, and that's your first mistake. You can become whoever you need to be. Identity is not fixed, it's fluid, it's fictional, and that's good news because fiction can be rewritten. Tell yourself a new story. Lie if you must, until the lie becomes the truth. I am disciplined. I do hard things. I show up. Say it until your cells believe it. Say it until your bones forget the old script. You're not faking it. You're training it. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to your systems. The phone on your desk is stronger than your ambition. The bag of chips in the cupboard is louder than your diet plan. You think it's about trying harder, but it's about designing smarter. Manipulate your surroundings. Hack your habits. Make bad choices difficult. Make good choices inevitable. Because you can't out-discipline a toxic environment, but you can build a better one. Pain is a tool. So is fear. We run from them. But used wisely, they can fuel the fire. Ask yourself, what will your life look like in 10 years if you don't change? Visualize the consequences. Feel the disgust, the shame, the regret. Now amplify it. Make staying the same more painful than changing. Manipulate your emotions, not just your logic. Because change isn't about knowing. It's about feeling enough to move. Pain is leverage. Use it or be used by it. You don't need motivation every day. You need a ritual. You need a checklist. You need automation. When a soldier prepares for battle, he doesn't ask if he feels like it. He just suits up. That's what you need. A warrior's mind, programmed to execute. Discipline should be boring. Let boredom build greatness. Because consistency beats intensity every time. The goal isn't to always push hard, it's to push automatically. You can be your worst enemy or your strongest ally. You can manipulate yourself into misery or manipulate yourself into mastery. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop hoping you'll become better. Control the inputs. Control the frame. Control you. Because the most powerful form of manipulation is self-mastery. You've been sold a lie that growth feels exciting, that progress feels good, that change comes with fireworks. It doesn't. Change is boring. Success is repetition. Discipline is dull. And that's the secret. The ones who win make peace with the boredom. They don't chase variety. They chase results. They don't feel like showing up. They show up anyway. They don't wait to be in the mood. They build moods through motion, ritual over rush, consistency over chaos, mastery over motivation. You don't need more hype. You need more rhythm. You are not a fixed being. You are a project, a draft, always editable. So ask yourself, if I were designing a character, one I admired, respected, and feared, what would that character look like? How would they speak, dress, train, think, rest. Now slowly, become them. Little by little, habit by habit, step by step. This is not about faking it. This is about creating it. Your life is your masterpiece, but only if you pick up the brush. You can manipulate yourself into weakness, into excuses, into failure, or you can manipulate yourself into greatness, into peace, into freedom. Every day you write the code that runs your mind. Every day you hypnotize yourself with your habits, your thoughts, your patterns. The question is, are you the programmer or the program? Stop trying to be better. Start building better, because you are not a prisoner of your mind. You are its engineer, and the most powerful form of self-manipulation is self-creation. You're not weak. You're just surrounded. Your environment is doing most of the work. It's pulling strings you don't even see. Why do you always scroll in bed? Because the phone is there. Why do you snack late at night? Because the kitchen light is on and the food is easy. It's not about more discipline. It's about fewer triggers. Clean your space. Automate your behaviors. Surround yourself with reminders of who you want to be. Want to work out more? Put the shoes at your door. Want to write more? Open the document first thing every morning. We spend our lives trying to be strong enough to resist, but the wise don't resist. They remove. Remove the trigger, and the temptation dies with it. You think you'll change when you understand enough, but logic isn't what moves you. Emotion does. You already know what to do. Eat better, sleep more, move, building focus. So why aren't you doing it? Because knowing isn't enough. Feeling is the lever. If you want to manipulate yourself, you must learn to feel on command. Picture your future if you don't change. See the weight, the failure, the regret, then amplify it. Now picture your best self, confident, peaceful, in control. Feel the pride, the peace, the power. Use pain and desire like tools. Create an emotional contrast so strong that staying the same becomes unbearable. Don't wait for inspiration. Create emotional leverage. This isn't manipulation for deception. It's manipulation for liberation. People think change is about willpower, but willpower is a sprint. You need a machine. You are a system, inputs, triggers, responses, loops. Your phone is an input. Your friends are inputs. Even your kitchen is an input. If you don't design the system designs you. You want to wake up earlier? That starts the night before, not in the morning. You want to eat better? Then don't buy the junk in the first place. You want to stop scrolling? Delete the app. Turn the phone grayscale. Make it hard to fail. It's not about motivation. It's about structure. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. You don't need to manipulate other people. You need to manipulate yourself, especially in relationships. Not to become fake, but to become intentional. You say the wrong thing in the heat of the moment, not because it's true, but because it's automatic. You shut down during conflict, not because it's right, but because that's what you've always done. Relationships don't fail from lack of love. They fail from lack of awareness, lack of emotional regulation, lack of self-engineering. So manipulate your reactions. Pause before the text. Breathe before the insult. Rehearse patience like a ritual. Train yourself to listen when you want to speak, to stay when your instincts scream to run, to give without keeping score. Because love isn't found, it's managed, it's practiced, it's engineered. Your default self wants to win the argument, but your higher self wants to win peace. Your ego wants to be heard, but your soul wants to understand. You don't rise in love by being yourself. You rise by becoming who the relationship needs, by molding yourself, not into someone fake, but into someone conscious. Choose your tone, rehearse your empathy, study their fears, mirror their needs, not their flaws. Manipulate yourself into becoming a safer place, so they don't have to wear armor around you. And if you want a strong relationship, don't ask, how can they make me feel better? Ask, how can I be easier to love? The work begins in you. not in them. The hardest place to practice self-mastery is inside your relationships, not with your goals, not with your habits, but with the people you love. Because love exposes you. It pulls out your shadows, it pushes your triggers, it reveals the parts of you that self-help books don't touch. You think you know how patient you are until someone ignores you. You think you're healed until someone pushes the same wound in a new way. In relationships, your mask falls, and what's underneath is not who you wish to be, but who you really are, unfiltered. And that's why you must learn to manipulate yourself in relationships. We're not talking about deception, not about games, not about control. We're talking about emotional design, training your inner world to protect what matters most. You don't become a good partner by instinct. You build it. You architect it through discipline. You edit your tone. You rehearse your patience. You override your emotional default, because that default, that's the part of you that yells when you're scared, that stonewalls when you feel shame, that shuts down, lashes out, runs away. It tells you to punish, to withdraw, to win. But what if you train yourself to pause, to speak with intention, to respond instead of react? Because here's the truth. You can't control them, but you can always control you. Manipulating yourself in love means catching the sarcasm before it slips out. It means choosing kindness even when you feel exhausted. It means softening your voice when everything in you wants to harden it. Not because you're weak, but because you're awake. You're not just reacting, you're creating. You're designing the emotional climate of the relationship. You're saying, I refuse to let my unconscious habits destroy conscious love. Because love isn't just something you feel, it's something you build, something you sustain, something you craft through micro choices, especially when it's inconvenient.